Yes,
There's stuff that I saw
and
over with Aaron.
get some shows and talk, that'd be great. But
I was just talking about
the thing is, you have to do a fast turnaround.
Right.
That was one of the things.
And did you notice the
From
cannabis?
order to out the door was 2 minutes.
That,
So, but if you have your shakes, you know what I'm saying? But that's, yeah, but that's high.
Yeah.
And if you made them like straight prices, like 2 or small, I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
keep them on the freezer, change them out.
Yeah, normally when they keep them freeze under garage.
Yeah, there you go. Make it take money, but yeah, people would grab a shake out the door.
Here. Cause usually the time I wanna ice my knees.
I know, apparently I have a small in my garage, I can't find it, but.
We have one too.
Sort of walk.
I walked up here.
Well, we said, I said on the,
I know.
sat down and
I know.
that's what she said. But I'm getting the walker out.
I know.
Change to the original contract?
I break them and I lose them, so I'm.
Contract that predates me,
See, and I can't wear them anymore because I can't wear contacts.
and I find, this is Phil's file, I was trying to find the previous and then I couldn't
Also,
find
then you
it.
can't worry about it.
Basically, it breaks on
I
it.
used to wear contacts and I would wear regular sunglasses.
Which was always planned.
So for my sister's wedding, there's a picture of it, it is hilarious.
And my
She lives in
sister
Germany.
says,
And of course I'm over here, and we met up in a room that day. I was saying, the same exact sunglasses.
I never height of
Going through the portrait here.
I got mine in the center.
and that's what.
Similar, but like a small size, I got mine in the center, that's
But I ain't been using them.
exactly the same class, exact same class.
Waiting for an hour before we vote on it.
Probably, but the fact is that.
I do have some.
The same, that's
Left feet vein, so that's to walk.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that
My sister-in-law, I mean, when she
Oh, well,
was
Okay, well, he did you first and then.
Yep.
and vice versa. And when I see her,
That's bad enough.
because, you know, she and I have the same.
styles.
Same stuff.
But I usually do that too, so we were gonna do the lady with the driveway, so like if you come.
Yeah, I have Tuesday, Wednesday. I heard you guys gonna have surgery.
Shane,
Which one?
I think for the 21st, we need to look for the weather. Look at those heater things out. Ted James has a generator. He lets us use.
Huh?
No, it's
Yeah.
up in TBD.
Oh, his nose, I thought you were trying to.
No, it's up, clear up in there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I know about
You're
those.
kind of moving.
Four can have. At least one. If everything goes right, they gotta go take it over.
Are you okay?
Mr. Purvis, how are you?
Do you need
I just want to chat with you for a few minutes.
There you go. There
You
you go.
around tomorrow?
Well, they started out the first time with gas. And that's like dissolves eventually. Well, this time we put it.
Somewhere between 10 and 2.
So I can't lay flat on my
Exactly.
back.
So I should be around somewhere.
Just one topic. Parking.
I have a new map.
Call to order the council meeting for the city of Fulton. Roll call please, Tori.
Mayor Malone,
Here.
Alderpersons Boonstra, Berggraf. Here. King,
Here.
Mask. Here. Ratcliffe,
Here.
Sewell,
Here.
Van Campen. Here. Wilkin.
Join me in the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Back to being hot.
Yeah, isn't it?
I don't have any presentations or appointments. Any communications tonight?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
All right, item 7, the consent agenda. All items in the consent agenda will be enacted by a single motion and roll call vote. Any item may be removed upon request by the mayor or any alderman and considered individually after all other items of business on the consent agenda. We're looking at the, approve the regular meeting minutes from February 21st. That was our city council meeting and budget workshop. Approve the bill list and approve the treasurer's report dated January 31, 2026.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
I have, this is more commentary. First of all, again, thank you, Tori, for making such detailed notes from the budget workshop meeting. For sake of clarity, for an outside party reading this, I'm wondering if Tori should be looking at the third person writing, because she's almost quoting in here. What page was that? That she's quoting me. Page 12 at the bottom, the last paragraph, where she says Eric and Shane and I. Do we need?
Meaning you?
Yeah, like as an outside party reading this, do we want to have her clarify that, or should we just keep it as is? And I don't really have a problem with it either way. I know what was said. I just wonder about the people that want to review these notes in the future. You know, maybe a different council in the future, and wonder.
I could make it more clear,
Okay.
yeah.
I want to compliment Tori also. I think she just did a great job of capsulizing that meeting, and I just appreciate it. There was a lot of information to try to absorb that night, so it was good to have that.
Thank you.
You did a good job with that.
Well, on Zach's note, I guess, then I'll comment and say, even though, and I don't know how this works, but we have the roll call of who everybody is, but sometimes in the notes, it'll say C.A. Sikkema, but then another time it'll say Eric. Is everybody putting that together? You know what I mean? Like,
Should
who's
be
Eric?
both,
Like,
should be
Keep it
both.
consistent.
It should be, always,
Should be both, yeah.
Or,
It's like his title and his name should be both.
should always be both titled and
There's no question.
yeah, or
Just
it's
always do both.
always
The
like
title-
that, yeah.
Just like.
Same way with the mayor
Right, same way with the mayor.
Yeah.
Not like.
and the chief.
right.
Okay.
I will do that in the future.
But, you know,
But thank you, Tori, this was quite a bit.
I know, I was reading it on my phone, I'm like,
but at the same time, like, when you do roll call, you know, it says who's here. You know what I mean? So,
It's just nice to have, because it's in between, that 2-week gap, and from some outside perspective.
Yeah.
Lets them know exactly who was counting what.
yes.
Well, because somebody will just go to the minutes to look, to verify something, so it's good.
I had a question on the bill list if I can. I thought we had already paid the purchase trailer for the Harvard Demon something. Isn't that the charity thing we
Yeah,
did?
I thought that was already paid for too. Zach, I even highlighted it. I was like, well, I thought that was already on that once before, so.
Eric, do you know what happened there by chance?
Very first one.
Yeah, it's very thing at the top.
The thing I can think of was she might not have realized she put it on the last one and added it to this one. But yeah, it was on the last bill list, so.
Okay.
Because we talked about it last week.
Yep. So that was curious. I wanted to make sure it was not a double charge.
Nope.
As usual. And then, the DOT inspection under barracks, what costs, I don't know, almost $3,600. I'm wondering if it's specifically something the DOT requires of us versus something that needed to actually be repaired.
So I believe,
Where are you on that page?
It's under barracks,
16.
go across, and
Okay.
then underneath that, there's the DOT inspection, inspection repair.
comment on that one.
I had that one.
Yeah, so-
The $2,700 one?
I'm talking about all three of the charges, because they all have the DOT.
Okay.
The big dump trucks, they have to be federally inspected.
Okay. And anything that's wrong with them at that time have to be fixed?
Yeah.
Do you know what was the big charge?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, can you come back to the?
Yep.
Thank you. The BNC Electric, the service call, boom truck service call. I'm asking about this one specifically because I saw someone working on one of our new downtown light poles, and I was wondering if that was related to that.
That is actually, they were adding the antenna for the microphone system.
Okay,
But BNC, that charge is actually for Drivesfield. A couple of the ballasts for the lights weren't working, so we had to have them come out and replace a couple of them. Seems to happen about every year.
okay.
And they're about.
We get lights included in that price? In the $2,772 and.
No, those switches are about $500 a piece.
Okay, wow, alright. And I just wanted to make a comment, say thank you for Ally and whoever has been dealing with the refunding of our business registrations. I think I counted 15 of them that hit in this bill period. So I'm glad that we were able to get that straightened out in
I just
the
wish we would have made that
previous.
motion to going forward, so it would have saved her that time, but didn't think of it at the time.
So, just wanted to make that note.
Anyone else? Corey, if you can make a correction on the minutes on page 3, I noticed the 6th paragraph down where it begins with Alderperson Boonstra. It talks about someone calling for the A license. It was actually Eric that told them no and not me.
Oh.
So if you can change mayor to CA Sycamore.
Okay.
Somebody TP your house, is that why you want to?
No one's TP in my house.
Yeah, you could put it in the minute, I'm gonna put that out there.
Correction.
Shouldn't have said that.
Ours is maybe Tuesday, Wednesday after he gets toilet paper.
Can I get an amended motion for those corrections I just sent?
I make that amended motion.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Anyone else? And I just have a note here that the minutes from February 23, they'll be in the next meeting, which we're still in the timeline. All right. Roll call, please, Tori.
Alderperson Boonstra, Berggraf,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Mask,
Yes.
Ratcliffe,
Yes.
Sewell,
Yes.
and Camden.
Yes.
Wilkin.
All right, next is motion to approve and vote on a zoning variance ordinance requested by Jeremy Worsima for the property located at 805 9th Avenue within the city of Fulton.
I make that motion.
Additional 960 square feet over the allowed 960 square feet. It's page 28 and 29. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on this one?
I just want to make clarification now. Jeremy, when you build your garage and you're putting that car lift, you're not doing no commercial business or nothing, it's just your own personal?
use for my body.
Okay, all right, I just want to make clarification for, okay.
Just a clarification for the council, in order for him to actually operate a business like that in the residential district, he'd have to apply for a special use permit. So it's a separate procedure.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Anyone else? Jeremy, I just want to thank you for your patience because I know you came last time hoping for the vote. We were advised that we didn't have the ordinance at the time, so I appreciate your patience on this and us getting it done the right way.
Yeah.
And going forward, we'll do that as well, so thank you. Roll call then, Tori, please.
Alderperson Berggraf,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Mask,
Yes.
Ratcliffe,
Yes.
Sewell,
Yes.
Van Campen,
Yes.
Wilken, Boonstra.
All right, next we have a motion to approve and vote on an amended ordinance regarding the ability to cancel and reschedule city council meetings if needed. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Support?
Thank you. Discussion?
Jeremy, just so you know, yours passed, so if you don't want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. You can,
We were gonna
I didn't wanna
make it say the whole
dismiss
meeting.
you.
Go build your garage.
Lisa's still here, so maybe he wants to stay. Yeah, any discussion on this one? Did everyone,
And we're putting this out there just to have the ability to change it?
I'm sorry?
We're putting this out just to have the ability to change it?
Correct.
Alright,
Basically under section 2, so and I'll say Memorial Day as an example, like we know Memorial Day is coming up and typically we don't have a meeting on Memorial Day, but we can, and it is scheduled. It just happens to fall on a holiday. So if we're going to cancel that, we need reason. And now this ordinance updates our reason, and it'll probably be due to lack of
Attendees.
unavailability of key staff personnel, because Eric and everyone who's a city employee won't be here on a holiday. So we'll probably cancel that, you know.
We would just always just go the next night.
I don't know, but we also canceled December too, and we don't go the next night, so that just, this is what it,
This way, Barb, you're not locked into doing the next night. You can always schedule a special meeting for that weekend if you were not able.
Yeah.
If you do have business that has to be dealt with there in that week.
anyone else? Roll call, please, Tori.
Alderperson King,
Yes.
Mask,
Yes.
Ratcliffe,
yes.
Sewell,
Yes.
Van Campen,
Yes.
Wilken, Boonstra, Berggraf.
Yes.
All right, next we have a motion to approve and vote on a second amendment to redevelopment agreement between the city of Fulton, Illinois, a municipal corporation, and the Fulton Industrial LLC, an Illinois Limited Liability Company, the developer. It's pages 32 to 34 in your packet. Motion, please.
So moved.
Support.
Thank you. Discussion?
Who's Fulton Industrial LLC?
Dan Dolan. That would be the grow facility.
Okay. Did we talk about this last meeting?
We did not.
So
We have
this is
not.
an amendment to the previous agreement that we had with him.
Okay.
The only real stipulation in there is we've changed the date from the original date that we had, that he had to have the solar panel farm done. Well, he has to go to a battery system because ComEd doesn't have the ability to allow him to put power back on the grid. So he has to go to a battery system now, which he can't get the batteries until 2027. So he wanted to extend that out just so that way it allowed him to get the batteries, still saying in good faith with the city that he is abiding by what he said he was gonna do. And actually he's gone above and beyond what he initially told us he was gonna do. We were just extending the date out for him, knowing, you know, there's some limitations on what he can do because he can only have I believe it's a 1 megawatt system right now. Cause that's all the building can handle until he gets those batteries. And then once he gets the batteries, he'll finish the build out. And then he'll be, I think it's a 5 megawatt facility.
So I have a two-part question on this. First part, is this related to the TIF, that specific TIF district and the agreement that we have with him when we sold him the land to build these specific? And I wasn't on the council at this time, but I remember we sold him multiple parcels of land. I thought it was the building originally, and then we sold him additional land for the solar project, correct?
It was all in one shot.
Was it all in one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I guess my second part, Rebecca, don't we need to have a discussion before we vote on something?
According to Illinois state law, as long as we vote, we have discussion, And then if we feel like we need to table it, we can table it. If not, we can vote to approve it.
You just cannot take action on anything that is not specifically stated on the agenda.
Okay, and so it was stated on the agenda, so we can discuss and vote?
Correct.
Alright.
Normally, I think I would like that order,
Yes.
kind of like where, you know,
We discuss and vote.
have a discussion and then the next meeting we vote. But this is like an amendment to the agreement that he already has, just asking for a later date.
And our TIF attorney, Rob Lesage, looked all this over. He's perfectly fine with all this. He said that, you know, that happens, getting building materials and, you know, seems like it takes forever to get it anymore. So he's like, yeah, no, he's like, we do this quite often, so it's not out of the ordinary.
So I would ask in the future that we provide the corresponding previous sections from the contract so we can compare. Is the difference the date of change from what, December 31st, 2026 to the new date? Is that it? Literally nothing else?
The only thing, it just states that he is, find that page. That he is, essentially doing everything he said, but he just can't hit that completion date that we originally, bargained with for him. And the other addition he did put in there, was he's going to do the 5 megawatt system, but he's gonna start with 1.5 because that's all he can do at this point in time, so. But he's gone above and beyond what, we had asked of him. In the initial agreement that we had, it stated that he would have 7 employees, he's at 25 right now. It also stated it would be a 24,000 square foot building, and he's at 48,000 square feet. So he's definitely gone above and beyond what he anticipated, which is a good thing for us because more people and more employees, so. But yeah, essentially it is just the date.
Okay.
And the date was just to hold him accountable to get
Right.
those things done.
Yep, so we released a waiver that we had on the property that said if he didn't build by, I think it was the end of 2025, is that right, Rebecca, somewhere in that neighborhood?
Something like that. Yeah.
So essentially what that said is if he hasn't done anything by that date, we could get the property back, we would have to buy it off of him, obviously, but he withheld his end, so we issued that release last fall at some point in time, just stating that he did what he said he was gonna do, and he can, I think he was looking to refinance the property is what he was looking at.
For the council members who weren't, well, I wasn't on the city attorney at that time either, but for the council members who haven't been through one of these sales of city property, what the city has done in the past is they've also, at the same time they executed a sales contract and deeded the property, there's been an option recorded to buy the property back if the developer doesn't actually do what they're saying they're going to do. That's why you wound up with the brewery property back.
Yep.
Anyone else? Roll call please, Tori.
Alderperson Mask,
Yes.
Ratcliffe,
Yes.
Sewell,
Yes.
Hampton,
Yes.
Wilkin, Boonstra, Berggraf,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
All right, next, committee as a whole discussions. First discussion item is TIF zones. There's no paper in the packet because we didn't really know what to put in here for that, but Keith wanted to talk about TIFs.
Yeah, I think that we ought to look at possibly adding a TIF, like to the downtown, that maybe we can get some incentives. So for somebody to say, local apartment building down there, they could come in and build. Maybe, you know, the property up here on 10th and 4th, you know, give some people some incentives to help build their downtown area.
I've already stated this before, but I think we should at least explore the possibility of, you know, if it extends down or not, I don't know. But TIF district for the marina, because we have to find a way to get money coming into that somehow, if that's incenting someone to come and operate it for us. we know what state it's in and what state we need it to be an attractive marina for our community. So I would like to at least explore those options.
Yeah, I agree.
Eric?
So here's a little background. I've had this conversation with Rob Lesage, our TIF attorney. So his recommendation is to extend the life of TIF 1, which would be the 136-84 corridor. And for that reason, since we already have that established TIF, it's easier to get it extended than it is to start a brand new one. So with that, we already have growth out there. We're gonna continue to see that growth, transpire in the I think he said we could go up to 15 years. But to start a new TIF with these existing TIFs already developed, he said would be hard, especially through the downtown. He said, because with your TIF, obviously you're wanting to build your tax base. Well, if you're just looking to provide incentives for like a facade program, you're not gonna get the return back, because like a facade program, you're only investing $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Well, we're not gonna see that return on our investment into the building, because we're basing it off of property taxes. So with that, I had asked about the 4th Street corridor from downtown down to the marina for a potential, and he said, well, are we gonna build any new buildings? And I said, well, I don't know that for sure, but he's like, well, if there's no interest in putting up any new buildings and it's just existing buildings, you're gonna struggle to capitalize on the TIF. So it was his recommendation to extend the life of the TIF that we had, but also with that, we need to probably get moving on that sooner than later, because that is time consuming. Otherwise, if we wait too long, then we have to get the state of Illinois down in Springfield to approve it in a congressional hearing. So that takes time. I'm sure if you follow any politics, you know how long that can take. So it was advised to me to start it as soon as we can, just so that way it doesn't expire before we have the time to actually say, hey, this is coming up. We have time, it doesn't expire until 2028, but this process will take us a little while to get all the bugs ironed out of it.
So the TIF doesn't have to be congruous. I mean, it can be out there and also here.
I mean, it potentially could, but like when I had the conversation with Rob, he had said that, a downtown district is hard for a TIF just because you're not gonna get that investment back into it, because the buildings are already existing and you can only do so much to an existing building to make it provide more tax base to what you already have. And that's essentially what the TIF is there for, is to increase your tax base. So he said it would be best for the city to keep TIF 1, which is out there at the 84 and 136 corridor. It would be best if we kept that one and extended the life of that TIF.
So do we have land out there that we can expand onto, is that what you're saying?
Dolan still has the possibility he could throw up another building out there if he so chose.
He wanted something right there at the intersection.
Yep,
in
so
front
he
of
still has the ability. There's also another piece of land, if they were to ever sell it, right next to the old doctor's office that, potentially it is in the TIF, but if the sale were to ever take place, that would be something eligible. So it was his advice to keep the TIF and extend it out and keep growing on that area out there.
Do you have an idea what's happening with the medical office building now that they've closed it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a whole big building, but
It's closed yet.
close. Close.
I have an appointment.
We have a date, don't you? Have a
Send
date?
I have an appointment for 23rd there.
What is it?
End of April.
Oh, could be that, I'm not sure.
But that's a nice building.
But that's something, yeah, we can use TIF funds if somebody were to wanna come in and.
Who owns that building?
Mercy One.
No, they don't.
No, they rent it from somebody and
Oh, I didn't know.
I'm not sure who they're renting it from. I know the name of the company, but it doesn't give me a name
Yeah,
for
be
it.
interesting to know that since it's
Yeah.
gonna be empty.
I've looked, but I can't get any information on it, so I'm not sure who owns it other
Eric,
than.
if we had a TIF, we used to have a third TIF downtown here, because I built in that turf, when we had that TIF, the third
Okay.
do you vote for that to go away or?
Nope,
How
so
does that do?
when the TIF expires and say we choose to do nothing with it, it essentially just goes away. So,
Because
and then the money that is going into the TIF right now would go back into property tax disbursement between like us, the school, the flood control district, all the regular taxing bodies that are out there.
Yeah, cause I know Dave Vandervin and Shonda and I, we were both in that TIF, in the TIF area there,
Okay.
third one. So, okay, I didn't know how that worked.
So does he not think the marina is a good idea? If someone
He just,
buys it and builds a building
he just
there?
said you could, but you know, you would have to hope that whoever buys it, you know, were to build something on there. You know, to get a TIF started obviously costs money. It's mostly attorney fees, but you know, he's like, you gotta look at how much property tax you're gonna get, you know, and depending on what kind of building they put up, how big is the building, you know, is it gonna be, you know, a 24 by 24, you know, shack for, you know, a bait shop? He's like, is it gonna be a shop for boat sale? You know, he's like, there's a lot of variables to that. He's like, but you have to weigh the options of, is this one building gonna be enough to support a whole TIF
Or
district?
there's to get bang for our buck.
Right. Cause obviously you would want, similar to what we have like out at the industrial park, what we had out there at 84 and 136, we were able to really grow our tax base. But, you know, with this, we already have that tax base.
Yeah.
So we just have to weigh the options there.
Well, Keith, you remember when we had that fund,
Yeah, you used to have a fund for.
Economic development
when they
fund,
stopped, when the state of Illinois or federal government stopped giving us that, what do they call it?
economic development
Yeah.
fund.
You know, it had another name, but anyway, that's what it did. And then
Revolving loan fund.
revolving loan fund, and then you could give it to a new, the bakery got it, for example, and the birdseed place got it. JT Cullen got it when they expanded.
But they took that away from us. The state did.
Yep.
Because they furnished so much money towards that, Barb.
I don't
Yeah,
remember what
because-
happened, I was just wondering what happened to it, cause it
Yeah,
was.
state, like all the other grants that are out there,
I think that got,
We had it.
Yeah.
We got some nice businesses out of it.
Is
I
there like
think
a
when the
feasible?
money come down, it went to doing 8th Street, redoing that, when it came back to us from the state.
Okay.
What we had into it, cause Mike Ottens' building was in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Because the state gave us so much money to put in that fund.
And we had to use it, that's why we did 8th Street from 14th Avenue to 20th.
And the people that owned still had to go to the bank and get it cleared up because we had to send it all back.
But it worked, when we had it.
Yep.
Is there a feasibility type study or something that could be done to project what kind of?
I'm sure there is, we would have to,
Decide where the district was gonna expand to?
right, you'd have to set some limits and then, you know, you could
Estimate.
figure up how much, you know, what's going into property tax now would essentially come straight into us. So I mean, it'd just be a matter of running the numbers and, yeah, it's just, you'd have to figure out, you know, what improvement a building could do that would get you the most bang for your buck. And, you know, if we're only offering a $15,000 facade program, well, you know, $15,000, that could be one of the canopies that are out there, those are pretty pricey, so. Yeah, I don't know that that's enough to justify creating a TIF district just for that.
Well, I mean, we're talking about just the expansion of the one that already exists for TIF one, like if we moved it to the medical office, if we had the front end of that, where Nolan has space to build.
Yeah.
Is he willing to sell or does he have plans to build there?
Right, and as long as the TIF is there, I mean, it's eligible, and as long as it's within the TIF district, it's, everything like the medical office that's out there now is eligible for TIF
Oh,
funding.
cause it's already in the district.
Right,
Okay. You don't have to add it in.
Right, yeah, and it's a lot harder to add property into a TIF. Initially, it's easier to get the TIF extended and then work on getting additional properties entered into that. Because we also talked about the other property on the other side of 10th Avenue, you know, going over towards Harbor Crest and what we could do there. But we have to get the TIF extended first, then we can worry about getting district boundaries extended.
We can put that on our Economic Development Committee meeting agenda and see if we can't get some additional information.
What?
Is McDonald's annexed to the city? I mean, are they in the
It's in
city?
city limits.
Okay, I didn't know.
You recommend extending the zone, or extending the tip?
That was what was recommended to me by Rob, our TIF attorney.
When do we have to make that decision?
We don't have to make it anytime soon, like I said, we have till 2028, but, you know, the sooner you move forward with it, you know, obviously the better off we are.
Takes a long time to get
It does, yeah.
If you're all comfortable moving forward with that, then
Yeah, let's
we
do
can
that piece.
start the paperwork, you know, just extend the tip.
Is there a certain amount of years we determine how long we wanna extend it, or is it?
That I would have to find out, because he just kinda threw some hypothetical numbers out there while we were talking, so I'd have to figure out, you know, what
Cause
potentially.
you said
we could-
18-year extension was the max.
That's what rings a bell to me, but he had thrown some 10-year extensions, 15, so I would have to get with him again to get an actual number, so maybe I'll try and set up a meeting with him and get some more definitive answers. And then, you know, maybe we can come back and discuss it
Yeah,
and make sure we're all on board with it.
Tori, can we make a note to leave it on for next meeting as discussion as well?
Yes.
Eric will do some homework for us. All right, next is discussion of Fourth Street parking, it's page 35. When construction happened, all the signs went down. Now there are new signs up. So the ordinance has a 2-hour limit. The current signs don't say 2-hour limit. They just say no parking between
2 AM and 6 AM.
to 6 AM, which the ordinance, as you can see in 2A, I made a note there because the ordinance online actually says 6 PM, which is not correct, like. So I don't know how council feels about either amending the ordinance to lift the 2 hours, or do we want Logan to get new signs? Or Chad, do you have any input, or?
In the years I've been here, I don't think I've ever even knew there was a 2-hour parking downtown. That's as honest as I can be. I don't think a lot of people knew there was a 2-hour limit parking.
No, I'm sure they haven't because some people have been parking there overnight
yeah.
for a long time.
Well, we have addressed, I mean, I've written overnight parking tickets before, so I mean,
Now that the signs are back, we can
yeah,
enforce.
we'll start getting back on that. Not like I said, like the mayor said, now the signs are back up.
I like the 2-hour limit, just, well, especially because with Don Julio's right next to me, I mean, there's people that
Hang out.
and literally they're there for like 5-6 hours in front of my
The
place.
downside's gonna be who's gonna enforce it.
Well, we got police.
And we have one officer working during the daytime.
Well, then why do we even have it up for?
No, I'm just,
That's why
I'm
that's why
not
we're talking
opposed
about
to
it.
it. I'm just asking who's gonna do it. I mean.
You're in Don Julio's for 5 or 6 hours?
No, with Don Julio's there, we have people that like for, say, for the apartments. Instead of parking in the back or parking on the, they literally are out there all day.
I think we
Should
should
be if they
think about
rent.
an ordinance or come up with something that anybody that lives in the apartments or owns a business on Main Street should have to park in the back.
I
Leave it
agree,
open.
even though I'm always in the front, but I do agree with that.
When I was on Main Street, we weren't allowed to park out front.
Well,
How did
why
it
would you
change?
want to
Huh?
take up a space from a customer?
How did it get changed?
I don't know,
But-
I don't know,
yes.
that's what I said, I don't think it was out of courtesy that we
And I agree.
parked.
Maybe that was the change, a 2-hour
The code
limit.
section goes back to 82, and then there was an amendment in 08.
I just wanna add, we're supposed to be adding a ton of more parking spots here, this year, so is this even gonna be an issue? Especially
It is
after,
if you don't stipulate it, Zach, people will park wherever it's closest.
I don't think I've ever been downtown except for festivals and rare occasions where I were like, you know what, I can't possibly find a parking spot within 1 block, and we're adding more parking spots here after this construction is over with. So if we suddenly have an influx of new people coming and parking for 4 or 5 hours at a time, nobody will be happier about it than me.
Oh, yeah, we're
Because
saying
we
that.
will have increased business.
I agree with it.
But we're gonna have both, you know, we're gonna go to a one-way, apparently, and that's going to increase, I can't remember what the,
20%.
is it only 20%?
16 spaces, something like that.
Gosh, that doesn't seem like a
Yeah,
lot.
I'd have to go back and look through the plans to know exactly how many spaces.
Well, I
it
can
is.
say as far as because I've been in the downtown for 22 years now. What has happened as far as enforcement, the fact, in the past is the businesses occasionally will get a letter reminding us not to park there. And it's usually because somebody's complaining that someone's parking in front of their business.
Well, it's probably a 2-hour limit, so the residents don't park in front of the business all day long.
And
That's the only
nobody
person
should
So the
enforce it.
ordinance says currently that
That's
it's a
an
2-hour
unusual thing to be
The
downtown.
ordinance says there's a 2-hour limit. The sign does not, so it cannot be enforced without it being on the sign. So either, that's why I'm asking, like, do we want keep the ordinance as is and Logan's gonna get us some new signs? Or we probably need to change the ordinance to remove the 2 hours.
How many signs do we get for the overnight and how much do they cost?
I believe I got 6, and they're $30 a piece, ish, $35 a piece.
Well, and I think that was enforced, Zach, is when snow plowing for these guys. If they're parked on Main Street and they're trying to clean the streets off, they can't.
Oh, no, I just wanna make sure that we're not getting 8 signs that cost $1,000 a
Oh,
piece,
okay,
you
I'm
know?
sorry.
We're not worried about it.
I do have one question about the downtown, and I don't know if this has been asked or whatever, of course, I apologize, but are we gonna have designated handicap spots? And I'm just saying,
Well, you have to.
because
Yes,
like
we
this, when we had this summer, I kinda got cranky because I was on, remember my knee? And I couldn't get anywhere close
Yeah,
to
each
even-
block will have a handful of designated handicap spots.
Maybe that's why we don't only have 16 more wherever it was.
Yeah, cause
Cause
you have
they had
to.
by the new standards, the real big ones, the side spacing.
I just,
Well, we
we
had-
haven't seen them yet, so I just didn't know if we were getting them or whatever. It would have been nice.
We had an interesting conversation, you were in the building when I talked to the gentleman who owned the big white truck.
Yeah.
He lives up above the Masonic Lodge, and he came in to watch Sally DeRoos paint the cow. And I asked him if he owned the white truck, and he said, I do. And I said, I just want to tell you that every time I come down Main Street and it's there, I have to cross the yellow line. I said, there's no yellow line there, but there will be. And so I have to enter the other lane. And he said, I know that. He said, remember he said,
Yeah.
I never should have bought that truck. He said, I can't park it anywhere. So he was asking us if we were gonna make this corner lot into a parking lot for the people who had those bigger trucks. The vacant lot down there in the corner. Why not just make that into a parking lot? So
Okay, it was the
keeps them
consensus.
off the streets.
Anything
So,
thoughts?
yeah, parking in
So
the back.
that brings up an interesting thing, and I just want, this is something that I've thought about before, especially if we're gonna go to the, the chute, we're going one way for 3 blocks,
Be prepared, you're gonna get a lot of flack when you do.
Nothing is gonna change, I'm assuming these are, the diagonal both ways, right? So you're going down the street, and you got a big ass SUV over here, and then you got a little car that parks in here, traffic's going that way. Little car pulling out,
Be careful.
pulling out, I can't see around the end, pulling out. Meanwhile, traffic has to stop because they're waiting for a car to back up, and they don't wanna run into the back of the car, right?
Right.
I remember this from back when it used to be a one-way. It's like, it just backs up traffic, cause you gotta back out super slow when you can't see past them, so.
Can't imagine.
If there is something that we wanted to do as far as parking in downtown that I can support, say trucks on this side or SUVs on this side, cars on this side, so people can see around it, cause you can't see around it in a car, around a truck on the diagonal parking.
Is that such a thing?
I thought we discussed that one time before, and I thought somebody said we couldn't do that. Why? The big trucks park on the side streets.
Well, you can, it's just people aren't gonna like it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, one side you have the trucks and SUVs, one side you have the cars, so people of similar sized vehicles can see around the other similarly sized vehicle. You can't see around a big SUV when you're in a small car and it's parked blocking your angle as you're pulling out backwards.
The hardest part with that's gonna be defining what.
Sure,
See, I
and
was
like,
just- I was
it's,
just thinking that, I'm like-
it's hard and it can be a suggestion.
I got a small SUV.
I'm not asking for enforcement or
Right,
anything
where
like
does it
that,
stop?
just, if we're gonna put up signs, that's something I would support a sign for. Say trucks and SUVs on this side, cars on this side.
Now or later?
Like if you said SUV.
When we go to the one way.
15 feet, I'd have to get out my treasure, cause I have no idea how long.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I just wanna know tonight if we want Logan to get new signs or not.
I think 2 hour, I think that 2 hour.
Can't you just change the PM? Or no, it's
Well, we
not
could
on
always add
there.
a sign too.
What?
We could always add a sign at the beginning of each block.
Or just ask, yeah.
I like the signs, and you know what, as you're saying,
I just
Chad,
want the
no
sign
one
to
has
match the
really
ordinance. Whatever we're gonna change.
enforce
pick
it, it
one.
just, people know that it's there.
You're 100% right, yeah, just the idea of it, oh shoot, they only got a 2 hour
Yeah,
parking.
I'm not gonna hang out here for
Right.
5 hours or without moving my
Right.
vehicle.
And again, that's mainly for, it's the people that live above,
Yeah.
like,
But it's a good thing for the business that you don't have somebody
Could Adam
taking up that
enforce those
space.
things if he needed to?
is that what?
He could, I
Service
mean,
officers.
we can add it to his multiple list of things that he already does.
I'm not suggesting that we make it a priority, but if we had a trouble somewhere, I
Right.
just wondered if that's
So
something.
here's where you come into, is that, let's just say hypothetically, you went by at 1 o'clock and the car was there. You come by at 3 o'clock and the car's still there. How do you know that car didn't move and park right back in the same
You
spot?
don't, you don't.
That would be their argument.
But you just write the citation and then.
Well, you're gonna have to stop and get out and chalk it.
You know what,
They
wait,
usually
wait,
do it like-
let's go back and put,
It says
meters in.
2-hour parking.
There you go.
I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna have our guys do
Okay,
that.
Shane's gonna have a coronary, are we gonna have Logan do that or not?
I'm for the 2-hour.
Logan, can you order some signs?
I can.
Thank you.
If they're more than $35, I wanna know about it personally.
Question it on
And then
the
Zach is gonna volunteer and just go down there and sit and watch.
I'm gonna go down there with a fake piece of chalk and act like I'm marking those tires.
No, we'll get you a sign, Zach, you can walk by.
Oh, with a little orange vest or whatever
I
that
ain't
is.
gonna be so little, but it'll be colorful.
I can find you one.
And I like what the
Take two
streets.
together.
Tori, after I said that Logan can order, none of that extra stuff needs to go in the minutes.
And I like the streets that you mentioned, the downtown.
Okay.
Next discussion is the Fulton American Legion post 402 to hang veteran banners on the light poles on 4th Street, downtown Fulton.
Like all the time or just,
No, just,
It's on them.
From May until September.
we've talked, the Legion's talked about just putting them up during this particular year and then how well they're received. But it would not be year round.
So I thought more about
The
this.
250th birthday of the United States, honor our hometown vets.
yes, okay,
I think their plan is Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, I think they'll be really.
Are we open to any future group that comes to us and says it, and would we deny them?
Well, let's just put
It's
in
up
there
to
that's for the
council, I would
250th
say.
anniversary and then.
it's only a special
It's it
thing.
for this year.
Oh, it's only this year?
But we know for sure
I've
they
never heard that.
want them for this year, cause I have a feeling once they're up, they're gonna want them up every year after that.
Yeah, I think she talked about that.
That's the way
Yeah.
I.
I didn't interpret that as 1 year only.
I didn't
Can we
either.
find out for sure what they,
Well, hold on, I wanna think more openly on this is, we're just talking about one specific group wanting to put up banners for a whole summer. Just free use, as I understand it, right?
Sure.
Right.
And what I'm saying to the council is, what about the next group that comes and says, I want it next summer?
I suppose I would ask,
Mike.
when do you want them?
I want them during the summer, because that's when most people are out walking
I would
around.
say
My
that
suggestion is
time
that we-
slot is already
Well,
taken.
I understood it's
So we're
only
giving
for
them
the
universal,
birthday of the
No.
United States.
Probably put a limit on it, like.
I guess what I'm trying to say
every
is-
5 years, you come back and ask, or every year, whatever you like.
I suggest we just put the 250 in and see how this goes. I mean, maybe it's not gonna be well received and then
Well,
we don't even try it
I wouldn't
again.
put them up this year anyways,
Yeah.
with construction going on.
Construction,
They're
you're not gonna get-
They're just a
be able to get to
liability to get ripped down.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't worry about them this year because that's, well, one, nobody's gonna see them because you won't be able to drive through downtown except for a block or two at a time.
Maybe we just ask them if they can revisit this request the following year when our downtown's
But
complete.
this was the year that really is.
Nobody's
this.
gonna.
but it's not gonna be able to be done this year, he just said.
Well, it can be done.
The stores are all gonna be open, they're not gonna stop.
I didn't say they were.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, people are still gonna be shopping, we want people downtown during this time, they're just not gonna be able to, they have to park in our parking lots.
We don't know what the response of the
We
people.
want our business to stay
It's the
open.
people that's gotta buy their veteran, if they want it. We don't know how many it's gonna be. We're opening this up to them.
Oh,
I know
that's
some
right.
people have questioned us about it. This is why we're here. So,
Do
We
we know the
just want the
size?
approval to put them up this
Do
year.
we know the
They know the street's closed
The
also.
size of the
All
banner,
the
the
businesses are
community,
open. We
what is
want
that?
people
6
here.
foot by 37.
It can be 6 feet by 37
Correct.
inches.
6 foot long, 37 wide.
We're just working on the Dutch Day ones. These fellows know how nervous I am because they're very expensive. And the ones we had last year are 2 inches short. So we have to buy all new ones. We can't use the ones we already have. We have to buy all new ones.
And it's gonna be up to the citizens of the community if they wanna put it up there. I mean, it might not go over,
yeah,
but it's been questioned and asked to us, and so that's why
And how
we
much is it?
presented it. Huh?
How much is it to do those flags? If
The
they-
people buy it,
Irrelevant.
the
but-
family buys them.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
well, I didn't know if like, so then they went through, the American Legion and then they got the flag and put it up.
the Legion's taking the whole process.
Yeah, they're handling it, but it's
Okay.
gonna be up to the family to purchase it
Gotcha.
if they want it, yeah.
I just want it so that if there's a complaint about, well, my flag or my banner or whatever it is not up enough, or I didn't get to see it or anything like that.
Talk to
The
the
calls
Legion.
need to go to the American Legion
Absolutely.
and not to City Hall. Our staff don't need to be taking these calls. We're not doing it, so.
They know that.
I think when the family, and it'd be up to the Legion to inform them
Yes,
that it's only going to be from this point to this point, this is what it's gonna cost.
and if they have any questions,
Questions?
call the American Legion,
American Legion, yes.
and they need to be told that.
I see your point, Zach. Because I can see some other people coming in and wanting, I see where you're coming from.
Well,
It's either the
if
city
they-
decides independently, or we open it up to groups, to everybody.
Well,
That's how I look at it.
actually, the way I look at it, we don't own them streetlights, the community does.
People want-
Taxpayers do.
Sure.
So if they wanna put something up there and come to us, what are we gonna say?
Be cautious on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would be cautious. I think, I can't imagine public being negative toward veteran banners. It's incomprehensible to me, but in case there is,
You would think there's always
that's what I'm
something.
saying, let's just put the 250 into
Well,
the
the
show and see how it
Commitment to the
goes.
Legion on the timeframe, like that we'll only do it this year, and they
No,
have to
but we
come
can
back every
make
year.
that.
Well, I just
To
think if
Zach's
we put
point,
it in that we want it for this
You tell them
250,
that.
and then we evaluate it after the 6 months that they're up. If it didn't work, we got complaints, we don't do it again. But it keeps us from dealing with what Zach might say, that somebody else. We've been putting up
Just did it
banners for
first,
years, and we just put them up for so
I think
long,
they're
and
nice.
then
Morrison
just
and
think-
Rock Falls and
Sure.
Sterling and
just
Clifton.
bring a pop of
Yeah,
color.
I mean, it's, it's what the family wants to pay or put up there.
Well, do we need to talk about it next time, or
No, I'm.
you gonna give them a green light?
I'm fine with it. Do we need to vote?
I'm more than fine with it.
I'd like to
I think
get
it's an
some more
appropriate thing in
information
this
on
year.
it. Like
Do
if they
you
think
need more
it's a-
information to allow them to use the pole?
I would.
No, I wanna know more about how
What do you
long
need to
they
know?
expect to use it. Is
Yeah.
6 months this year, or are they expecting to put them back up again next year?
Cause I think she spoke to something about the price point that she sells them to is based on like the number of years they expect them to be up on the poles and so forth, so
Yeah, the
we need to
number
be
of years.
sure that we understand what we're agreeing to, I guess, would be the.
Clarifying, yeah,
Yeah.
so,
I'd
cause
like more
I,
information before I agree to it.
yeah. 'Cause
If she has a sample application or something that they would sign off when they order them or something.
No, she just had the sample that she brought to us.
Yeah,
I'll get that.
I mean, I don't,
You want the form, what else do you want, Keith?
I'm not looking
I'd
at
like
the
to know
aesthetics, I'm
whether-
wanting to know like.
Is it only this year? You know, and that's something we need to talk about, like Zach said, are they coming back each year to request? And it's first come, first serve, or what are we doing?
Okay.
So if before they get back and ask for the next year, somebody else comes in and wants to do it, you
the way
know,
I understood it was only this year, so that's,
So
I
by-
might,
By that right, essentially Dutch Days would have to come in and ask to use the banner or the poles for their banners
Oh, we
every
did
year.
before we ever put those up.
No,
We
but
did.
what I'm saying is
Every
every
year.
year, you would have to
Oh,
come in
every
and
year.
ask every year
Yeah.
to put those up.
What time frame are those up?
We put those up here now about mid-March, although we have to replace all of them, so I don't know if we can get them up that early, and then we take them
But
down. We take them down by Memorial Day.
But it's not a firm date then.
Whether-
if somebody comes in ahead of Dutch Days and says, well, I want them up between this day and this day, and they had to request them before Dutch Days did, are we to say, nope, Dutch Days has it? But, you know, that you're just opening yourselves up for a bunch of, yeah, so I'd be real cautious with
Already
how you wanna do this, so.
It's already opened up. If you allow Dutch Days to do it, then it's already opened up.
We've been doing it for years.
Exactly my point. If somebody said, well, I want my banners up there before Dutch Days, and as long as they had it in beforehand, you know.
So we need a
that's-
time frame.
Well, do we need an ordinance too? Do we have to develop one saying that?
You could probably do a
You
resolution,
wouldn't need an ordinance, you could do a resolution, or you could do a written contract. That spells out exactly what the
And like how
obligations
long
and
and-
responsibilities are.
To actually be in that.
All right, I'll ask her, I'll ask the young lady what her plan is. Annually, every 3 years, infinity. Right, and then I'll bring that back next time.
Somebody else wants to put something.
You like being on committee, Zach?
No, I don't.
You do?
All right, next on page 36, I threw together a mayor's report. These are just some things that I did or was working on in February for your review.
Thank you for that, I appreciate the report.
Yeah, I liked it.
Can you expand on the,
You can all thank Zach, it was his idea.
it was actually Barb's original idea, I just passed it along.
Thank you.
I would like you to expand, if you would, just a bit on what the Corps said to us when we asked him to dredge the
Tried to get
north
rid of that
entrance
page, but asked, who? The Corps?
for the marina.
Well, what'd they tell us, Eric? Like, we'll help you, but we're not doing it? That, something like that,
pretty
right?
much, the Corps won't help us, but they, you know, I had asked if there was a possibility if they would let us use the island, like if we could get an excavator over there. And they didn't say no to that, which
Okay.
kind of surprised me, so there is a possibility there. But pretty much they were not going to do anything with it, because it doesn't affect the main channel of the river, so they didn't wanna.
So they would let us use the island for helping the
Potentially.
operational of the excavation,
Potentially, yeah. We would have to cut.
even though that, we're getting deep and big. I
Right,
get it.
so, yeah, I mean, they were open to suggestions to help us, but, I mean, as far as the Corps actually doing any dredging, they would not.
You didn't really
Do
think
you-
they would. Eric, do you
Eric,
think
I'll
you
say
could
yes.
ask them if they would assist in building a wing dam?
They already went through that with the city of Clinton, and that got denied as well, so. That was pretty much told to us that we did the study and don't get your hopes up.
One other,
You did share my suggestion,
About what?
about the fireworks out there on that island.
I did not.
one other, point on here, I see the Kiwanis meeting, apparently there's been 7,500 committed of the 10,500 for the mural.
Yes.
I know that would be totally out of the city's hands since we don't own the actual building, so is that going to move forward if they get that money?
What's that, the
The mural.
remaining?
Yeah,
Well, I'll probably put it in the hands of the building owner and the artist and Kiwanis.
okay.
I'll stay out of it at that point. But if there's
They voted on it last week.
no additional money, then it's probably not gonna happen.
Well, there's other options.
Are we gonna talk about the marina at all, or is that gonna be next?
Are your committee, have you?
It's not on the agenda.
Do you not meet, do your marina committee meet?
We haven't met in a long time.
That would be helpful if you could do that.
Anyone else have any questions on the whole report there?
It is appreciated. Thank you.
No problem. Next, you have Eric's report on 37. He was busy.
Are we open for questions here?
Sure.
Capstone project, tell me about that.
So with this, they're essentially treating this like a master's program. And with a public administration, you have to do a capstone project, you have to figure out some way or something, some topic that is going to affect our community or your organization, whatever that may be. And then we write a research paper on that topic, and I chose lead copper replacements for small communities like Fulton, because it is a major expense that we're looking to incur, and just the struggles of coming up with the funding and how you can justify passing that cost off onto customers, and, you know, the importance of getting federal help to make this project happen.
Does every community deal with this problem?
Every community in the country. Everyone has, the 10-year mark starts January 1st of 2027. You have 10 years to replace all lead or galvanized lines within your community.
Well, that would be something we'd want to start working with our legislators.
Well, we're working, but you know how government works.
Eric, you have a note in here in the third paragraph, to have one more budget meeting, finalize the numbers at the beginning of April.
I'm for that.
Are we looking at, doing that ahead of
Yeah,
one
because
of our scheduled meetings?
I was hoping we could do it ahead of time. I can send the budget out to everybody. I mean, we're sitting at a balanced budget right now, and we'll talk more at the finance meeting on Thursday, but, you know, as of right now, we're at a balanced budget, so, I think any major changes here in the next month or so, I don't see why we couldn't move forward with approving the budget.
Okay.
I would welcome another meeting, just a discussion about things as our cannabis money slips downward, and, you know, just how can we generate more revenue? You know, what options do we have in the community to do that, so.
Unfortunately, not a whole lot.
You guys are all welcome to join us, and this is for members of the community as well. It's an open meeting on Thursday, because we have a finance meeting, if anybody feels so inclined.
I'll be there. Because we had a economic development committee meeting scheduled for 4 o'clock, so, well, just can do that. We'll schedule ours for 6. Okay.
Any other questions for
Thank you again
Eric?
for the report, Eric, appreciate it very much.
I'd like to
Any
raise-
information you can give us on these topics is greatly appreciated.
Next you have the chief of police report. Chad, you wanna highlight anything?
There wasn't much this last month, just, all our numbers are right on track, boys are still doing a bang up job, and
When I see, some of this and, like 3 felony arrests, do they live in Fulton? Or
no, they're just, there could be somebody coming through, but
like driving?
I can tell you right now, all those arrests are narcotics related with methamphetamine and cocaine.
I'm just curious if they were Fulton residents.
I would have to go back and look if they're
Okay.
residents or not.
And I'm not saying like make your report more detailed, but I'm just a curiosity, like, is this in our neighborhood, you know?
Chad, I had a question, this does not relate to the report. What was the name of the young man that, started, training with, Mr. Boonstra, Steve Boonstra, not Jerry?
Who started training with him?
Yeah, he went down to,
Matt Munson.
Oh, Matt Munson.
did we ever get reimbursed for his, training?
No, we did not.
Okay, isn't Morrison supposed to reimburse us?
I sent him a bill.
Okay,
You did?
Oh, yeah.
When was that?
I'd have to go back and pull the bill up.
Do I need to follow up?
You can.
I will.
I can sure give it to you.
Please.
Speaking of trying to come up with some money.
well, we took on a more experienced officer who falls in under our FOP contract. We gave away one that had, you know, just started, so,
I
you
was
know,
hoping they would,
experience.
I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping they would at least, wash the bill that I paid and we'd meet 50-50 on the other one, and that didn't happen. I paid one bill and they didn't, reciprocate.
What's the, next step for that?
I'll email the mayor.
Well,
You're gonna go over there and say, hey, I just came to get the money for.
Well, I'm not gonna go there.
Why not?
So, in the FOP contract, it calls out if a new person should leave, the police candidate should leave, the community, I don't remember what the timeframe is, you know, they.
in theory, it would go to that employee who had to pay.
But that's not how the FOP contract is written, correct? It's written that the city is reimbursed by the employee themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be that.
Or by the former employee. I
Yeah, it'd
guess.
be by the employee, but in every place I've ever worked, that the city that they go to
City.
usually eats that cost, yeah.
Okay.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
But if you wanna sit down and talk about it at any time, you let me know, we will.
Yes,
we will-
let's talk tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll be available.
I'll be here 6 AM to 6 PM tomorrow.
Or just email me the bill with the brief description. No,
I have it.
Okay.
How much is it?
You'll enjoy meeting the Morrison.
I just wanna make a note, if I can, Shane, that the finance committee, meeting notes in here for December 16th, I think Tori put them in there because we forwarded them out ahead of, our next
That
meeting.
was a review for the,
Yeah, it was a review for, since, these have already been in,
Yeah, I was
in,
wondering about that date, like,
back
these
in
are late.
January, so just wanted to make sure everybody knew I wasn't trying to slip in 3-month-old committee meeting notes here.
so
December
basically,
16th, jumped right out.
So
we
they've
met
already
in
been
December,
highlighted then.
and then January and February were budget, so we have not met, so this will be our first meeting officially since December outside of budget. So that's why I had forwarded those to the committee meeting Thursday as a review of outstanding items.
I read them again.
Thank you for the recap.
Before we move on from Chief, I just had a couple questions. I've been hearing some rumors about some homeless coming over from the Iowa side to the Fulton side, and there's been some thefts and things like that. Are we,
I'm aware of a situation that we had, I don't know what it's been, right now, the theft portion of it, I think, was just a little bit of copper.
okay,
But it's obviously happening in the early hours of the morning, so we've got the guys
monitoring?
watching at a couple locations that these last ones were, but just like most thefts, they never had, kinda like lightning, sometimes they strike twice in the same spot, sometimes they don't,
Are
so.
we seeing more of an issue with homelessness? I mean, in the area?
Not really, it's just actually a couple individuals, so I mean, we've already identified who we think this last one was. Or we think we have identified who this last person was, so I know the guys are looking for him.
Thank you.
My next page, 42, 44 is the economic development, Sue and Barb's report here. Anything to highlight?
Yeah, we have a couple of things, okay. We would like for the 250th birthday of the United States, we'd like to have a picnic for July 25th. Sponsored down on First Avenue,
First Street.
or, yeah, First Street, sorry about that, yeah, First Street. And we was wondering what your input of the council would be with the meat locker catering it,
What is July
give
25th on?
huh?
Saturday.
Saturday,
It's the night after the mayor's birthday.
yeah,
We'll be out of town.
so.
Um,
And we're also looking at having a golf cart parade decorated in red, white, and blue.
are you asking for the city to fund the caterer?
We're asking for some kind of a budget on what kind of, for anybody here to be thinking about, what would you be willing to pay for some of these things? We have a lot of other people, as you know, of course, the Legion are doing the banners, but also the Fulton Historical Society is doing a tour of homes.
Right.
And then also, I've told you the Fulton Township is all in on doing 3 separate events up in the cemetery. All of them, which will be just,
We thought the city
So,
should step up and have a city picnic.
So do something, and so we're throwing out these things. We'd like to have some kind of a sky show at night, whether it's fireworks or whether it's a drone show or something, just to tie the river in with it. Have some games, something, we're just
I like that idea with the picnic.
looking just for your ideas. You don't have to answer us now, but just give us feedback on how you think the city should, our community should celebrate this big event.
I mean, I don't mind if the, like, meat market caters, but I think we need to know, or how much food are you requesting from them, and then how much it's gonna be, and bring that back as like, hey, we spoke to them.
Well, we're asking first if they're all interested in voting for,
just
to have a
having it.
picnic, right.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't mind.
And any other ideas any of you have that would make it a
Mhm.
nice community?
I think it'd be nice if you did the picnic and then a band.
We can do a band. Patriotic music, band.
What is patriotic music?
Yeah, we get Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, we can do that, that'll work. It's alive, right?
Sure, it's in the minutes, Tori.
Well, just think about it and open up and
Yeah, we'd like to have community.
input, yeah.
Why don't you do a poll, Shane? You do, I mean.
You can do that.
I don't know how to do it, but you do.
I can show you how to do that.
Zach,
We also talked about having the mayor do a bike ride.
Yeah, that's,
Already
What do you
did.
call that?
it's scheduled.
It's scheduled.
Okay, we got that part. Oh, one is done then that we
Yeah.
came up with.
I did some flyers. I need to get Lisa one.
And what's the date
for
on
the
there?
barber shop. It's gonna be on April 11th
April 11th, okay.
at 12 o'clock.
And how far are you riding?
And the meeting point is the windmill. And then we'll head north just a little bit to connect with the bike path and go up on the dike and go all the way down to the bridge there.
You're not going to Cattail?
Head south and then head west to 84 and then cut back towards town and turn up, I think it was 10th Avenue, and we're gonna end at the ice cream shop, and I'll buy everyone's first scoop if you ride.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that got a date and that's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, my golf cart.
Their golf carts are not allowed on the bike path. Can we make an exception that day?
Decorate yours.
You're gonna decorate yours, Keith.
Golf cart parade.
Yes, your golf cart.
Maybe we could get special permission for you to follow the bikers. That way, in
Yeah.
case someone
I
gets,
can
you
pick
know,
up the,
flat tire or out of breath or
yeah.
whatnot.
Well, you know, when we do the races and that's what Gene has is.
Are we allowed to give special permission for golf cart on the bike path?
That's up to you guys, not me.
Okay.
Yeah, we bring a.
You guys do that
on
all
the
night.
dike for their, for
Oh,
our
there's a
rides
dike,
and everything.
there's a
Break
dike
the law.
control board
Yeah,
here
we do it every
locally,
time.
so.
Okay.
It's not supposed to.
You'd be willing to do that though?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a dike board here, there's a board of trustees for the dike.
But it's the flood control district.
But they,
But they don't maintain the dike path itself, correct? We
They don't, no, we control the bike path.
Anyone have a problem with Keith riding his cart up there to follow us?
No, but I'll ride with you.
All right,
You just want ice cream.
I will too.
yes.
Yeah.
I can haul 4.
All right, 4 puppies or 4 skinnies?
Oh, I just had a question.
okay, so we just like your input, we'd like to make some decisions now so we can, so.
Okay.
I do have a question, like, when it has like in attendance, it says everyone who's there, but it specifically says absent, city administrator Eric Sikkema. We know he wasn't there because he's not in attendance. Does it need to be noted, or was there a reason, like, it's, like, we just
It's
point
just-
this out, like,
No, this is just how, in my corporate experience, how you write minutes.
oh, because, like, chief wasn't there, but it doesn't say he's not there.
He doesn't attend the meeting ever, and we like to have the city administrator there. He plays a key role in the economic development, bringing us information and us getting the information to him.
Sure,
He's one of our standing members, so.
all right.
If you're not there, we would put you in there because you're always there, or sooner
Well,
perhaps.
I'm not gonna be there this Thursday, so I'll be marked absent on the next minutes too.
Sipping shopping.
Be dock and pay too.
All right. Next is the, and then on page 43 has some notes about the tourism committee that also falls under economic development.
We met out of American Hotel. And Dave likes to come to our meetings and he's on duty, so he comes whenever we hold it there. He's always glad to see us. And it was interesting this year, he shared with us that his numbers are down and never occurred to any of us, primarily because the airline in the Moline Airport has changed. And because he's part of Wyndham, a lot of people who fly have a Wyndham card. So they'll drive up to Fulton and stay overnight so they can use their Wyndham card. And so the airline has changed. The other one was Poopies. Never occurred to us how much business that hotel has been getting from Poopies all these years. Well, when they have the big biker parties, people come from all over. So now Poopies has just been sold. So Shane and I both made a notation of that we made sure that Dave knows that Poopy's been sold, so we'll try to get his hotel information back up there, but I never would have guessed that those two would have that kind of an impact at our hotel. So we use it whenever we can. We have wooden shoemakers come, we pay for, the Dutch State Committee pays for that. I had Sally stay at the hotel just so our Dutch Day Committee would pay, give them a lodging again for another night. So it's nice to have them there. And pretty much every, each one of the volunteers that represent, give a little report about what's going on with their.
Can I ask a question, Barb?
Sure.
What is the city budget for the Windmill Cultural Center?
That's what I was gonna ask Eric.
It's about $7,500, and I
Or
heard
is that-
Jane, I
I'm
heard.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and they pay for everything, that, they pay the bills as they come in, all the usual, just like we do at the Martin House.
And that's a separate contribution other than the windmill steering?
That is.
That's the same, that's the same.
Oh, that's, okay, I
That's the
just,
same thing.
I knew the 7,500.
And theirs is different in that the city funds that $7,500 for us. The city gives us the interest off the Martin Foundation, and that's it. And I would encourage all of you or any of you to read these agreements so that you have an understanding about what goes on with we have an agreement with the city, meaning the historical society, it works extremely well. It's spelled out in detail, what they expect of us, what we expect of them.
Is it Jane's budget to work with, or who handles that?
Jane is on that steering committee, and they handle the business aspect there. So they do pay all the bills, and
Sure,
that $7,500 comes.
but she asked for someone to come in and clean the rafters, professionally. If she has her own budget, is that not covered in that?
Well, she needs more money to do those kinds of things.
okay.
That's what she was talking about.
Oh,
She
okay.
needs to ask for a little bit more, and they provide that, I don't know, do you get that monthly?
Yearly.
I've not,
Yearly, okay, it's yearly.
okay.
Another question, and this kind of is probably gonna be better directed towards Eric. I know in yours, you talked about the going out for bid for 4th Street. Are we still looking at the second week in June? Or we don't know that yet until we get the.
Yeah, we won't know
Second
that.
week in May, wasn't it?
No, it was supposed to be the second week in June, but potentially so bid opening is March 31st. I'll have a little more information after that, but then we have to wait a minimum 45 days before the contract can actually start. That's an EPA thing. So contractor could start sooner than that, if it works out, so it could start beginning of June potentially, but that's up to the contractor.
Okay, and you and Willett Hoffman will present the bid.
Yep.
The suggested bids to us.
The council has to approve them.
Yeah, we have to approve it, that would be in one of the April meetings.
Yes, it'll either be the first meeting in April, or if we want to get going sooner on the project, we would have to have a special meeting.
So is it 45 days from the approval?
Correct.
Okay,
And why did it go from the second week in May to the second week in June?
Mother's Day.
Just the way the state of Illinois, the EPA's
Oh,
guidelines,
okay,
there's
okay.
certain timelines we have to wait, like it has to be out for bid for so many days, and then there's a waiting period before you can issue the contract,
So it wasn't anything on
Yep.
so is there a concern that 4th Street would be closed for the busing of the bikes?
There was.
There
There's not
was,
anymore?
Oh,
as long as it's in May, I don't foresee a problem.
Blessing of Bikes first weekend in June.
Yeah,
There
First
may
Sunday,
be
which would be
potentially, but I can't say for sure yet. I hope to know more, obviously, after the bid opening.
And construction here, it's only gonna be on one block at a time, right? So it'd still give them 2 other blocks to work
Right.
with. Okay. Yeah,
Well,
I'll ask that question.
it's gonna be 2 blocks as they're pouring concrete on one and opening up the next one, right?
Nope.
You're not gonna open up the next one
Until
to
the
start working
concrete's
on the water?
done, and nope.
Okay,
Well, that's what I explained to her, that's what I remembered.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's a lot of water main that they have, so that crew will still be in town regardless, so when they need to hook up services, they'll pull the crew off of laying water main, come back, hook up services, and then go back to doing what they're doing.
okay.
anyone else? All right, next is your public safety report. Terry's not here. Keith, you wanna give us any highlights?
What's a live scan machine?
It's a fingerprint machine. So right now, if we arrest anybody for a Class B or Class A misdemeanor, not including felonies, they'd have to go to jail anyways, but Well, not actually all felonies anymore. So now we have to take fingerprints for Class B, Class A, and all felonies. Currently, we're doing that on paper and ink,
Okay.
which is not really feasible. Takes forever to get everything relayed to the state. So we're looking to get a grant for a live scan, which will incorporate with all of our report writing systems and everything, and then once we fingerprint them, they'll be directly recorded to the state.
What is a Class A and Class B? What is that?
It's just classes of crimes. So each type of crime has a class associated with it for punishment.
But they're all felonies.
No, felonies are 1, 2, 3s, and 4s, or an X, or a super X. And then misdemeanor crimes are the letters A, B, and then C's and D's.
So like even for a ticket?
Some tickets are Class A misdemeanors, a lot of them are, that's why we tow cars.
Really?
So if for driving, like, as an example, driving while suspended or driving while license revoked starts out as a Class A misdemeanor, but if you've been convicted of that before, it becomes a felony.
And so that's why you need the fingerprint. So will everybody have one, or how does?
No, this is just one that will go in the official room.
So they arrest them, bring them here.
Yeah, it'll just be a processing.
Scan them.
Right now, we bring them in and we do fingerprints.
You'd figure you'd have an app on the phone you could do that with.
Yeah, but then it's not connected securely to the state.
Humvee, free, part of a grant program.
Yep.
Talk to me about it. I love the word free.
Yep,
Yeah, I know.
so just like our generators,
Yeah,
I have a Humvee coming too. So instead of us having to take a $80,000, $90,000 Tahoe to go assist somebody out in maybe a field, we can take that and not tear our stuff up.
Is this a true Army Humvee?
Yes,
or-
it is. It is controlled through the United States government. So it will never be ours, it will always belong to the government.
So we don't have to pay insurance on it?
It'll be under fleet insurance for, IML,
Okay. Does it
How did you
require
get that?
special gasoline?
diesel fuel,
And how did you manage that?
just making phone calls.
Cool, that's awesome.
Where are we storing it at?
Right now it's been being stored outside at the police department we're getting it from. It can stay outside. They're built to withstand pretty much everything.
Where do we end up storing our emergency response vehicle?
Right now, we've been very fortunate that Clinton Custom Sheds has a RV canopy. So it's down in on Profit Progress Drive at Clinton Custom Sheds under the canopy to keep it out of the elements.
Okay. And Chad,
where is that located, Chad?
Clinton Custom Sheds, Progress Drive.
Chad, I know you and I spoke to this before. Please explain to the council as a whole, because we know that we got certain models of our squads that have basically a defective engine in them. So can you talk about number 2, the black squads?
Yes, so the 2021s, anybody's been on the council for any period of time have obviously had to go through the pains with Nick and these engines being replaced. I don't think we had the cars, 6, 7, 8 months when we first got them, and they all had to have the engines rebuilt. Right now, I think one of the cars is on its 3rd engine rebuild. We've been very, very fortunate that most of this is still being covered by warranty, so the cost has been very minimal to us. With that being said, like I said, we just got 101 back. We're hoping to get 103 back tomorrow, so I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a matter of time before 102 goes bad.
And we're looking to offload those.
Yes, and so I kind of talked to, and actually Zach, I did some talking with Major Davis from the Clinton Police Department, and their Clinton Police Department will be switching to Explorers as well.
Oh,
So we might be looking, I got a whole spiel that I kind of talked to Keith about and Terry, but I am gonna be asking to speak with Mindy and Zach about an idea I have to hopefully pay off our 2 gray cars early, and then try to get rid of our black cars, the 101, 102, 103. Now that they have rebuilt engines, try to sell them. This will be in a year and a half, roughly, when when the gray cars are paid off. Obviously, I wouldn't want to try to incur another loan without having a better plan. But we would be using, if you look at number 1, on there. We've been very, very fortunate that the guys are doing a bang up job, and we actually have a new squad car that'll be here in less than 2 weeks. It will be at zero cost to the city of Fulton because it was paid for through administrative penalty.
Okay.
So what I would like to do, again, like I said, is this administrative penalty money, what I would like to do is starting in May with the new fiscal, hopefully we can get our grants. The only big purchase I'm looking for next year is possibly that live scan machine. We would fund that ourselves through administrative penalty if we can. And any other additional funds that are left from administrative penalty, I would like to use that money to pay on our loan for our 2 cars that we have. So it would help knock that loan down as fast as we can, because I got a feeling these black cars I don't wanna get stuck with them. I'd rather get a return on our investment out of them. So when we potentially move to the newer cars, we actually can put down a big chunk of money from selling those to not be behind the 8 ball as bad. I'd like to get a little bit of a return from our investment out of them.
Okay.
Just to try to alleviate some finance issues.
And the reason why I wanted to bring that to the council as a whole, recently, the number of police vehicles was brought, to the group as a whole. One of the reasons, even before I started on the council, going to the more police vehicles was to get a return on them when we do the trade-in versus basically being worthless at the time of trade-in. And these Chevy, these specific range of Chevy engine now have a very wide recall. As Chad mentioned, currently mostly get covered by warranty, thank goodness for that.
Right.
But we need to move on from that, and eventually we're going to be replacing at least, I think, 3, right? Those are the 3.
But if we can get a good return on our investment, I would like to actually do 4.
Okay.
But,
So at some point, it's going to roll out here in the next fiscal year that we need to get rid of those black squads, and I want the meeting minutes to be very open on why we're doing that, rotating through those vehicles, because we have a bad set. It's everybody in America, so if you got a Chevy Tahoe, you can look it up yourself on Google. Good luck with that. Up until like 2024 or something like that. I don't remember the exact time, but yeah, we need to get off
What
those.
year are those 3 again?
21s.
They're 21s, and when we bought those, the idea was to keep them 3 years
Right.
and then turn them over. So we're obviously past by 2 years, 3 years coming up.
Sure. And then,
Longer than what we wanted to keep them originally.
yeah, and then, you guys at the end of 2024, 2025, you decided to expand the vehicle fleet. Obviously, we still have those now. So, but we need to get rid of them, in my opinion. I don't
I'm not
want
gonna fix it.
anybody having a blown engine when they're trying to respond to a call.
Yeah, like I said, I was in a training this past week over in Clinton. Very fortunate enough to speak with Major Davis from the Clinton Police Department, and he said the same thing. Tons of issues with their Tahoes, and they're looking to get rid of them to get Explorers.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bill Greenwald's been getting rid of, not getting as many Tahoes as he's been in the past. He's getting more trucks than everything because of that problem. So.
Okay.
As things go on, I will definitely be keeping you guys in the loop. Obviously, like I said, I want to talk to Mindy and Zach about my future plans on coming up with them. I want to keep way ahead of it. I don't like getting to the last minute and being in crunch time.
I appreciate bringing it to attention. And again, I wanted to expand for the whole council, so thank you for explaining that more.
Thanks for bringing that up, Zach.
All right, any other, alderperson comments?
I noticed the light by the middle school in Unity there wasn't flashing, it was solid. Has that been?
Well, it's been that way, it's been like that for a while.
Is it not working?
I don't know, I just know that it's solid,
Okay.
it's not flashing anymore.
Maybe it doesn't matter, I just thought maybe.
I mean, yeah, we've had issues with that light since we put it up. When I was Public Works, I don't know what the issue is with it, if it was defective when we put it up or what, but we've struggled with that light. And then the one at 10th Avenue, I'm sure a lot of people have seen 10th Avenue and 12th Street, that one is also not on, but out. Yeah, it's been out for a few months, but we're actually talking about going to the flashing stop signs and eliminating that altogether.
Okay.
Like
Speaking
once-
of lighting, can we get something out here in front of the city hall?
They're supposed to be coming.
Okay,
Yeah.
and fix the sidewalks? I helped a lady that was walking with a walker and where it's so,
Yep.
I think our city hall sidewalks should be level, flat.
Oh yeah, so speaking of that, the sidewalks, remember how we had talked about how they slope, like on my block, they slope? And they're like, oh, people see it, had a lady fall on it today, she didn't see it. Just throwing that out there.
I had a question for Eric. Do we own the property in front of the hotel, that ditch area?
That is state property.
Are we responsible for that retaining wall though? Okay. Just wanted to know that
I think that wall's fallen 50 times.
And no update on the burned ashes there on the corner of
Still,
Second Street.
we just hit our 30-day window with them. I mean, and Rebecca spoke earlier about it, so we just got that. We're gonna do a title search and see if there's a mortgage or any lien holders on it, and we're gonna keep progressing. But as of right now, we have got no correspondence from the property owner,
What property is that, Barb?
the old Martin Hotel.
Oh,
I'm so concerned about Dutch Days coming, there's gonna be so many kids. That's where we have all of our children's activities, is right on that lawn there.
If they're not going to get it taken down, the next process is to go under the state statute for a damaged or abandoned property, which requires that we serve a notice on the property owners as well as all lien holders, which is why we're gonna be doing the title search to make sure we've got everybody. And if they're still not responding to those notices, then we could have to go to court to get an order to allow the city to take it down. If the city did get an order to take it down, then the city would have a lien against the property for its cost, and its lien is superior to all other liens. So we would be ahead of the mortgage.
Well, I appreciate anything you can do, anyway.
Yeah,
Even if
we're-
it wasn't Dutch Days, we'd want it cleaned up, but I'm more concerned with all the
Yeah, I don't know that we'll be able to get that turned around that quick, probably not, I'm guessing, not with the way the court systems
Oh,
are.
But if not, we would
but if
tape
you can
it.
use it for a tool at least to have, we got a
I mean,
couple thousand people coming in.
We're doing everything we can possibly do within the
Time
rights that
allowed.
we have, yeah.
Great.
Eric, is there a way that if it doesn't get done by Dutch Days, that we can use that fencing that we had down?
We might have to do that. We might have to put the fencing up that the city owns during Dutch
We
Days.
just
to
even
keep
tried to
people-
think of a place we could move all the children's activities away from that spot, and we just don't have another choice.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Everybody's got something hooked in
Well,
place.
and you know kids are gonna be going over in there because they're kids, it's just what it is.
Adults are no better.
move it over there to, the empty lot by Kettler's there. Across the street, the city property, put the kids' activities there.
I'm losing it, where you mean?
Where you wanted to put the Lincoln Highway sign. There, that empty, you know, where they have, all the equipment there that you wanted moved. Move all the
Way
kids,
down on the corner of First
Mhm.
Street.
move the kids over there.
Up at the opposite end.
Excuse me. It's a thought.
I think no matter what, if they move the kids' game or not, we get that fence up.
Yeah, we'll have to do something eventually, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, next I'll entertain a motion in a second to go into closed session to discuss personnel, litigation, or property. Motion, please. Second.
Second?
Roll call, please, Tori.
Alderperson King,
Yes.
Mass,
Yes, yes.
Franklin,
yes.
Sewell,
Yes.
Hampton,
Yes.
Wilkie, Jenstra, Berger. Yes.
Chief, can you stop over here for a second quick before you go out?
Alright, at this time, we will recess into closed session and kindly ask the public to leave the meeting.
oh,